late and wonderful monarch, Her Majesty the Queen, produced and presented 69 of them. As ever, what are we talking about? Hi, good morning, Neil Sean here in the very heart of London. And thank you, as ever, so much for joining me. Only a couple of days away now from the big day, so I hope you're all set, sorted, everything gift wrapped. Are you one of those last minute people? I am, you know. I tell you what I do feel sorry for, by the way, this year, is the people that make the beautiful greetings cards. We told you earlier on, didn't we, that we can't find any religious cards, but any cards in general. All thanks, of course, to the postal strike. So many people I've sent cards to have not received them. So you kind of think, well, what was the point of the first class stamp? Will I get a refund for that? Probably not. As ever, the customer is always the losing out, aren't they? You know, that's the bigger problem. Now, the bigger problem, of course, for one person in particular is the CEO of ITV, Caroline McCall, or Carolyn McCall, whichever pronunciation you wish to use. She had hoped to have scooped one of the biggest events of the year. That's right, the very first speech by His Majesty the King, King Charles III, which will be, as we've been already telling you, very emotional for him. It was recorded now just over a week ago, and I've been told by those in the know that it was indeed an emotional tribute to his late mother. Must have been very difficult as well, because, you know, obviously we all paid our respects in due course, but, you know, you just kind of imagine the Queen at Christmas, always sitting there, always very much in control and inspiring and engaging us for the next year, you know. People say, oh, you know, you're sycophantic, Neil. I really admired this woman. I truly did, you know. I thought she did an impeccable job of being a wonderful ambassador for our once great country. And it's such a shame, isn't it, that a lot that she set up and stood for is seemingly ebbing away. We're all looking towards you, Your Majesty, King Charles, to put this back. But a lot of people are asking, well, why the switch? Why did they suddenly dump from ITV to the BBC at the last minute? Well, the fact is simply this. Yes, it is Prince Harry's book. But more importantly, get this, according to a very good source, and as ever we have to say allegedly, ITV directly were hoping to roll trailers for that forthcoming interview. Can you imagine how tacky that would have been? Running trailers for the forthcoming interview of a younger son who will be doing a sit-down interview, no doubt being very disrespectful to His Majesty the King and, of course, the Queen Consort. You see, in the world of commercial television, there is no tackiness. It's all about money. It's all about trying to rake in that right money. And this is exactly what they thought they could do. Now, as you know, the palace themselves are very, very savvy on most things, not everything, as we told you recently, regarding, of course, Lady Susan Hussey. But I thought they played an absolute blinder by removing it at the very last minute to take it over to the BBC themselves, not without disgrace. But which either way, at least you could say that His Majesty the King will certainly not be helping with his large audience, which they always get on Christmas Day at 3 p.m, will not simply be helping him, his youngest son, sell a book that seemingly he's well ready to attack him, the Queen Consort, and other members of the senior monarchy. And for that, we have to say, brilliant and well done so far, Your Majesty. What an amazing coup that you've done. As for the BBC, we're told they will not let us down. It will be well produced and, of course, be respectful, with the right side of material posted at each end of the broadcast. And for that, at this point in time, we simply just have to be very grateful. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.